Greetings everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Challenges Guide. Now for those of you who are new to this series, or may need a bit of a refresher, the Weekly Challenges are a set of 5 events that go live Thursday night, Friday morning, depending on your region. These usually consist of 4 races that can already be accessed and unlocked, depending on your progress, while the 5th one is a special event in the place of a 1-make race, a time trial, a mission challenge, whatever comes first. So, let's see what is in store for this week. Off is the Sunday Cup. This is a 2-lap race at Raceway and just requires a road car. Usually one of the easier races to do, so really you can pick anything, even the most overpowered stuff if you desire there. And as usual, I'm just going to use this Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint there, since I tend not to really like going for the overpowered stuff, because it's like, just feels unnecessary to me. Anyhow, we'll take this around and show you a lap around this place. So, we start for turn 1, brake, going on to 3rd gear, accelerate right on out, and we get to this corner here where you pretty much can stay for the most part into the throttle there, since the horsepower isn't quite a lot. Do 2, through 3, swings back very quickly, and then through 4 here. Now this is where you can use that momentum to pass AI quite a bit, and use that banking because it'll hold you. And in the shortest of these, that is a lap around Raceway. And now, on to the race itself. So, pretty easy there. Best overtaking spots tend to be turns 1 and 4. 1, because you could brake and set yourself up for a good run. And 4, because you can carry that speed all the way to the banking, even on the outside. The AI will hug that inside, so you don't have to worry too much about it. 2 and 3, though, are the concern corners, because of how sudden and random the AI can be with their brakes. So, just be aware of that as you take on these races. Next, Japanese FR Challenge 450. This is a 2-lap race at Suzuka circuit, and there is a road car from Japan with an FR drivetrain. Pretty straightforward. And just like the last time we did one of these, I'm just going to pull out the Mazda Superior Racing Roadster 12R. Because, it works just fine for me. I don't need anything too special for this event. Anyhow, let's do a lap around here. So, unlike last week, this is the full circuit. So, for many who've done this, you'll pretty much be familiar at this point. But for those unfamiliar, I can pretty much show you around. So, here's what you do. So, for turn 1 in this car, you gotta brake down to 4th. To get to 1 and then 2, 3rd gear. I like to try to keep those RPMs up quite a bit, and that's why I'm also staying in this exact same gear through the S's. Through this left-hander, this right-hander, and then through this left-hander again, and this even longer right-hander, which I could go down a second, but I feel like minimizing the amount of movement in this car is kind of key, in my opinion. So I wait till there to shift up the gear as we come out of the last part of the S. This very long order here. And then these corners here. 8. And I went to their 4th gear. And down to 2nd for the 2nd one there, because I feel it's safe without the risk of the rear moving around. And now for turn 10 over here, I'm going to brake all the way down to 2nd here. Really hug that inside line and then accelerate right on out. And go to this very long right-hander here. We're going to go all the way. Gives you a lot of time to set yourself up there. For spoon corner, the first part here. 3rd. Go right through. And again, because I'm trying to minimize the amount of rear movement there, keep it in 3rd. And accelerate right on out. 4th gear. And then now we're going to one of the fastest corners on this circuit, which is 130R, I believe. And so for here, I don't brake too hard. A light tap, 4th gear, and then just very much off and back on the throttle there. And then there's where I brake really hard at that 100 marker for the Casio triangles, I still call it. 2nd gear through both these little bits here. A tricky lap, but as you can see, that was a lap around the Suzuka circuit for the full layout. So now we go on to the race itself. So the best overtaking spots I found were turns 1 and 2, turn 10, and the Casio triangle. You can really get some moves done there if you slow it down good enough. Beware of the AI in the S's, basically turn 3 through 7, 8 and 9, as well as 11. I found that the AI tend to bunch up quite a bit, has some very erratic lines through those corners, so overtaking them there will be really tricky. Next, the Ferrari Circuit Challenge. This is a 5-lap race at Marina Circuit. And of course, 700 performance points in a Ferrari. This has actually been here before, in fact right when the new update came out back in December, I believe. This time around is going to be a different car, because, well, I've come to realize it's pretty much inevitable, and that's this Ferrari 296 GTB, which I've since turned into a challenge type car. So, let's see how different it looks with this. So we go around, across the start finish line. I do things a little bit differently with this car. I actually brake down to 3rd gear, not 2nd, because I'm trying to factor in that hybrid. Now remaining 4th gear through 2. And 3rd, I actually tried to modulate the throttle a little bit there. I found that was the key to getting through here. And now we go up to turn 4, brake at the 100 mark, down to 2nd gear, hug those curbs a little bit, then accelerate right on out. 3rd gear to 4th gear. And we're just going all the way. It's a very long straightaway, plenty of time to set yourself up for this corner right here. And right about that 200 mark is when you want to start braking there. Brakes on this car can be a little tricky. So over the curb here, over the curb there, 5, 6, and then accelerate again very carefully, because this thing is a hybrid system, so power delivery is going to be very, very shocking if you're not careful. Brake right about 100 mark, down to 3rd gear, and I try to usually keep it to the inside there on that curving, and then let the car gently go out to the curb over here. Down through this section here. I tend to get off the throttle here, and then on the brake right there, 2nd gear. And through this section here, keep it around 2nd, 3rd, and 2nd right there, just to get some rotation. 3rd, 4th gear, and here, I don't even downshift, I just lift a bit, on that curb a little bit, then brake 2nd right here, and then carefully accelerate right on out. And that is a lap around the Marina circuit. And now, on to the race itself. So the ideal spots for overtaking I found are turns 1 and 2, 4 through 7, quite a section there, 11 and 13, and 15. Safe spots in my mind. The AI in turns 3 through 7, 8 through 10, as well as 14, that's when it gets tricky, because again, very erratic, a lot of unnecessary braking, and not a lot of preferable lines, so be careful if you're going for a clean race bonus. And then of course, the Group 1 Prototype Series, one of the newest races added. 7 laps, 4 times fuel use, 6 times tire wear, at the 24-hour dual track or Circuit de la Sarthe, 950 horsepower or less, so it doesn't even have to be a Group 1 car. But why wouldn't you? Especially when one of them is this, the Ferrari 499P, a car newly added to this update. And what better car to show you around this track than the current 3-time defending Le Mans winner. So out of this corner we go, full acceleration here. Feel-wise, these cars kind of tend to handle a lot like the LMP1 hybrids. So if you're familiar with those, these shouldn't be too different, I feel. Anyway, down to second gear. This corner here. Carefully accelerate. The old Dunlop bridge, which is going to be the Goodyear bridge this time around. Feels very weird to say. The third gear for this section. So right on out. And here we come through Tete Rouge here. And what I like to do, downshift a bit, out the gas, back on. Very close there. And let's accelerate through that. And you want to be careful to do it to the race, because you will be penalized if you go fully four wheels over that curve there. So keep that in mind. The penalties here are slightly unforgiving. Anyway, going through the first of these corners here, down to second, and just right over these curves. You know, just do that. It's fine. Car can handle it. All good. Just don't be too greedy with the throttle. And now this, I can stretch it out the track here. Really going up to the second chicane. And the reference point you'll want to use there is that signs over there to the right. So the marker will be there. Second gear. Again, use all those curbs. It's fine. Accelerate right on out. Now we're going to come up here to another heavy braking zone there. These cars I found pretty good for braking. Pretty good in the handling, of course. I'm going to brake right about here just for that curve starts. And I do it about first just to really make sure. Since it's got the hybrid system there, I try to be very careful about that. And I do that with a lot of cars anyway. Because I like that extra insurance that it's got to slow down. So full acceleration all the way. And this I tend to do myself. You know, you can go onto the map, but I tend to go through and just lift off a bit and then brake. Not only is that good for lap times, but it tends to get you some positions if you're careful. So now, to second gear for I shifted that amazing little thing in Indianapolis. So we accelerate all the way out. And now we're coming up to the Porsche curves here. And this is what I like to do when I go up there. Set myself in the corner this way. And then brake. Down to fifth gear, I found seems to work. Right those curves there, as I usually like to do. And then downshift for fourth, just to get some rotation through here. And third as well, just again, rotation. While accelerating through there. And then we come up through the four chicanes. This is what I tend to do. So I brake down for third for the first one. And then second for the second one. And out of that corner, careful in acceleration. And that is a lap around Circuit de la Sarthe. And now on to the race itself. So, in the runnings that I've done here, you see you get to go full flat out mostly. So, racing medium to start the race, a one-stop strategy, depending on lap 5 is what it seems to yield for me, at least at the Ferrari. And have intermediates and wets just in case. There seems to be weather. I haven't done a lot of running here, but they do seem threatening, so just keep that in mind for now. And finally, the Mission Challenge, which is a one-lap magic at Circuit Spa-Francorchamps featuring another hypercar, the Peugeot 9X8. And that's pretty much it there. So if you're familiar with these from the older Gran Turismo games, then you know the drill. You start, you wait for the whole sequence, and then you go try to pass them in one lap. Simple as that. So that's it for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it, whether you just logged in or haven't logged in in quite some time. If you do enjoy it, give it a like, share, subscribe, don't forget to click the bell icon so you'll be notified when this goes live at 1 p.m. on Fridays. So, that is it for this week. Hope you guys enjoy the race this weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one.